Hello there everyone and welcome back. I will be honest, I was not really happy with the last episode there. I was half contemplating for a good while about canning that episode altogether because I didn't really like how negative I was kind of being. Although a lot of it had to do with the latency, I hope you can forgive me on that, but I was being a little bit too harsh on Dark Wrath, and this is going to be my last apology of the thousands I probably did throughout the last episode. But with that said, we must press on, and of course, we got ourselves a brand new shiny Dictator to kind of show it off. Although, my fleet currently is a bit of a mismatch here, because I have my Overlord, which is due for its level 3. It's been robbed at least twice, well, at least once so far there. And of course, my Tyrant is so close against armor-piercing rounds, which is going to be essential, but I don't have the consistent fleet that I need for like a certain composition I want. I am probably going to have to repair one of these dauntlesses so I have a nice full roster at least for the next battle, which I'm going to do for this one here. Although I should have done it with the one that had the favor for that little bit additional power, mind you. But say we're doing pretty good otherwise. I at least have enough ships that I can use for a 600 point battle, because I don't think I have to worry about 700 points just yet until I'm Admiral level 7 itself. So this is going to be a bit of an awkward fleet composition for you, but I have my Dictator to serve the essential support utility role to deal with any heavy torpedo fleets, any heavy bombers, and at least give the rest of my Tyrants some defense there, so that way they can freely fire a little more and do damage at range. But we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's an improvement for me. Well, the plus side to my composition is I at least get something that's a little bit lighter on the points there, so at least repairing the rest of my fleet will benefit on this. It's just a question, well, it is a cruiser class, so, and I don't have any ships at all with armor-piercing rounds, so it's a question of how do I want to do this? The Dictator seems like the best choice for this job. It has the bombers, assuming it can get past the Stormhawks, or the Thunderhawks rather, and of course, it's the majority of its weaponry is all armor-piercing base, although its torpedoes are going to be a little lackluster, I'm not going to lie. It would be a good opportunity to get its level 2 in, but the Tyrant's also due for its level 4, so this is a bit of an awkward predicament for me. An awkward fleet comp anyway, but the torpedoes, if they hit, will be true. I feel bad for the new player though, especially if he tries queuing at the, not the peak hours, it might be a little problematic for him. Yeah, I really hope that he gets a positive experience from this. If nothing else, maybe the campaign was enough for him, but if, with the variety that he's going to have of the, the higher level players? Well, that will depend on how high level he is. Oh well, I'll just try and limit the typing there. We'll just focus on our commentary, focus on our gameplay, because I don't know what really to say otherwise. Because in all honesty, well, I don't have one, unfortunately. Oh well. I said it was stop typing, although it'd be kind of hard. I guess it's going to be kind of hard to do. It's a bad habit for me to break, I suppose. But we have 3 ships here. More than likely, one's a strike cruiser, one's a vanguard. He may have the points for 3 vanguards, possibly. I don't know how the bonus points line up there. Oh, he even has 4 ships, so I can say without a doubt it might be 2 vanguards and then what, 2 frigates? That seems possible. Could even fit a strike cruiser in there. I don't know how the points line up, but let's focus on our A game. We'll try and preserve his ship some, maybe not too much, unfortunately, because if he doesn't warp him out, then I don't really have much of a choice as far as keeping his ships alive. But he does have a hunter. So there's some of his points there, so without a doubt it should be a strike cruiser and then a vanguard with maybe a second hunter. Either way, I got fission there, that's not a big deal. My Tyrant can actually utilize it a little bit though, so I should try and take advantage of that. I'm going to have a hard time hitting a dang frigate though, even with a handful of plasma macro batteries, so let's try and prioritize our target. We'll deal with the frigates first. We'll take our time with this, destroy his frigates, give them time to reconsider or at least consider warping out and preserving his level 1 ships, because I can easily dodge these Stormhawks, these Thunderhawks, because I'm literally flying away from them. And they died immediately. Although I shouldn't be getting this Widowmaker out in the middle of nowhere. That's probably a bad idea. So, keep on firing. Dodge these cannons, there's some. And keep an eye out for bombardment cannons as well. And what torpedoes are firing? Oh. That was the Hunter. I could dodge one of them, maybe? Just barely dodged it. Oh well. So, let's keep trying to kill these things off. Not a big deal, but it'll give them more time, and it'll be good to practice my focus firing, my surgical strike procedure. Because I could kill these things much more quickly. Well, he may force me to, quite frankly. Although if he's going to ram the frigate into me, that helps some. Alright, so that's one frigate down, that's the Hunter gone. We'll board this Gladius. Oh, it's a Nova, never mind, so... Finish off the other frigate. We have the point defense, or well, we have the close proximity to it now. Let's just keep this Widowmaker alive, ideally. Deny him his kills. Although I do need to use my torpedoes some. That'd be helpful. Use these Widowmaker's torpedoes. Get the best value out of a Widowmaker yet. Unfortunately, he did rotate quickly. I don't know where his I don't know where he likes to ram so much there. He is hitting my side, mind you, but it's not helping him. Oh, he's using bombardment cannons. That's pretty much why. So I'm gonna have to take this a little more seriously. So just ram this thing. And focus on the Vanguard. It's lost its brace for impact, so... If I could get a torpedo hit in, that'd be great. I might still do it there. Alright. Oh, he's not even bombardment cannons. I thought it was lances or something. But there goes the shield generators. This thing's... Okay. He knows how to warp it. Okay, I was a little bit concerned at first. But I'll let it go. I'll let him get his experience. I gotta keep in mind these dang... well, those are Stormhawks. I don't have to worry about them as much. Now, get some torpedo hits in on this strike cruiser. And now, let's unload fully. Because he is trying to ram me again there. He wants to keep hitting the prow. And with that said, let's kill his weaponry. Because if I could somehow kill his prow, he's going to be so limping. Although, I did get some hits. It was mostly on his deck, though. Just get that out. Get the torpedoes ready. And I'll let it warp out. I'll let it warp out. I shouldn't need it to finish this off. Especially with me having the same health and I have brace for impact and he doesn't. So now all I have to do is get these torpedo hits in. Does that hit? Nope, not quite, unfortunately. In fact, I hit myself. Which is really a shame. Now, warp it out. There. He got the hint. Alright, so none of my ships were lost. I'm hoping. Yeah, I only had a single Widowmaker and a Cobra. Oh well, to be honest, his bonus points are pretty good. The synergy may not be the best, of course, with a single strike cruiser and Vanguard, mind you. And he didn't really have boring torpedoes either, which are actually really good, at least early game against the Imperial Navy, I feel like, because my Vanguards seem really damn potent. At least in my experience, because they're like my favorite ships to use against the Imperial Navy. Of course, with the presence, the possibility of Nova cans, there's always that risk they can get destroyed utterly, since I don't have upgrades to enhance their shields, so that's one of the big scares why I probably don't use the Vanguards as much as I would like for Imperial Navy. But those boring torpedoes are amazing because their troop value is only 60. It's with the Space Marine trait, it's a 50-50 chance to gain a critical hit per torpedo. It's really damn nice. And if his repairs are down, you are rapidly destroying key components, which they essentially need. One macro cannon is essential, because you destroy multiple weapons for each weapon destruction, at least on the cruisers and the dauntlesses. The Overlord, you may destroy a lance which may not be all as potent, but if you destroy a broadside weaponry though, that's 4 shots negated completely. It is that critical hits on these things can be felt in a hurry. So I don't think going with the Lance Vanguard was a good idea, but I don't know what the rest of his fleet is, mind you. It's entirely possible he doesn't have any with torpedoes. He certainly didn't have it for a strike cruiser at least, that's all I know. But, lost in warp effect aside, we do have our level 4 Tyrant. That is looking promising. We got 2 armor-piercing rounds, which will help me a ton when I can get around to using these things again. But they're both going to come up for the next not the next battle, but after the next battle. But this will give me an opportunity at least to practice more with my Dictator. Get its level 2 in. I hope I have the Renown to actually get its upgrade in, because I want to enhance its torpedoes as well to keep a nice consistent theme here. But let's press on. Alright, we have ourselves a rematch with Solare here, so does this bode well for me? Possibly. With my short burn torpedoes, and if I can get some good torpedo hits, I might be okay against Solare, especially if his Lance, Lance-based type of build. Dictator might not be all that effective though, because the lack of the short burn torpedoes, although the fighters could be good. Hey, who cares about the game type? Jeez, can't be Cruiser Clash all the time, damn it. Although, it's still a question. This is a little bit awkward for me, because I'm going to have 3 Dauntlesses and then the Dictator and Overlord there. Of course, their speed difference is going to probably be impactful here, especially since he's also going to be closer to me. I do have shield transfers and I can have ships like blocking, so it's possibly not too bad for me, especially since I'm the defender. So if nothing else, this benefits me some because it's, I don't have to kill his fleet, which probably would be a tall order there, until I can get some decent upgrades and at least have a proper fleet there. Because I can sort of dodge his torpedoes relatively well. I've been doing it before with the Space Marines, but, well, who am I kidding? He's already in the middle of the map, so I have less time to actually dodge them, so Dictator's actually pretty well suited for this. At least to an extent. I just gotta try and deny him boarding attempts, which, if he's gonna get super aggressive on me here, it's not that big of a concern. And this asteroid belt doesn't help me any, because, he's using lances and torpedoes after all, so it's not like this is gonna reduce accuracy or help shield me any. So I have nothing to obscure him, but I can't shoot torpedoes at him. In all honesty, I would like to just, if only this was in the way. If only it was in the way, because chances are my torpedoes aren't going to get the proper hits they want. But, let's get ourselves situated here some. We're going to have everything hold position, or at least burn retros, and then we'll just get our bearings this way. See what happens. I have the shield transfers and all that still. Underway. And now we're going to try and maximize damage potential here. He has sap cans, but hell, that doesn't really do a whole lot because I'm going to get spot regardless. Let's just try and maximize torpedo damage here some. Because I have the means for it. I do have to watch where those torpedoes are going though, mind you. Because Dictator should be able to shoot some of them down relatively well, and I can kind of stand my ground and fight a bit here. In fact, I should be reloading some. He did fly into a mine too. This seems like traditional Solare tactics here. I will stand my ground. I do have a Dictator. It's in a bad spot, mind you, to defend my Dauntlesses, but that's what... Yeah, you probably should pay attention. The most memorable thing I have about Solare is the fact that he keeps flying his frigates into dang mines, for crying out loud, in the Championship Series. And he is slowly burning shock attacks too, so... Unfortunately, my fighters are not very helpful here. Let's just wait until all the torpedoes fly off, though. So, we dodged most of those there. Unfortunately, with the stagger fire, it does hinder my fighters a little bit. But let's just keep firing these torpedoes and maximize my damage. At least try to maximize my damage potential. Because the less opportunity he actually has to get close to this thing, the Overlord, the better, quite frankly. And I do have a damaged broadside weaponry, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to stand my ground and be true. Hell, most of these torpedoes are just missing altogether, which is kind of funny. Although I'm going to have to take him a little more seriously now due to his sap cans hitting me, but I do have shield transfers to help some. And I should be firing these torpedoes. I'm forgetting that due to lack of servitors and all that doesn't help me very much. So, we have 60 seconds, 1 minute to just get on out. So, if I can have these dauntlesses distract, that's good. They're probably not going to go very well, mind you, because they're crap at distracting, but if he's going to hold his ground, I can't really ask for much better. Let him hold his ground then. Just waste your time shooting these. He's kind of already admitted defeat, I think, a little bit. I just have to hold off for another 30 seconds here. Also, let me get some extra Cobras to kind of block these shots too. Although I kind of regret using the repairs as early as I did, but hell, look at that damage, folks. Now, let's give him a bit of a detour, shall we? A little bit of a detour is the plan here. I'm not going to worry about killing his ship so much, but... So he is going to try and... Let's see. I can warp out in a moment here. Let me just kill this ship quickly. Yep, it's already dead. I inconveniently shot myself, though. So it wasn't really well planned, was it now? Oh well, that's fine. He is micro-warp jumping again, though. But I still have shield transfers. I just gotta negate that, because he's not gonna get in time. Oh, dang you lucky bugger. His shock attack hit me and cancelled. Oh well. Let's just go on and kill some of his ships then, if he wants to play it right, I guess. It's a bit of a shame, doesn't want to play nice. It was going well, let's see. Can I shock attack? Can I board this? No. Let's get this out. Try to anyway, because he wants to just kill my ships there. He probably can board now, though, more than likely, especially with him holding off the burn retros. Oh, that's a shame. He doesn't want to play nice there. And I can't warp this out. Let's see, torpedoes are still firing. Yeah, he's just burning. This is like a troll attempt, pretty much. Because, not much else I can really say. This is all like deliberate or something, almost. The boring torpedoes too. I forgot about boring torpedoes. That explains some of that. Now, there's not much I could do here aside for just hope for what damage I could do, I suppose, at this point. Because I'm not going to get to preserve any of my ships here. Not quite. And you know he's probably not going to warp out either, even if he were to get to data. Well, if anything, that just helps keep it alive, quite frankly, because you know he's not going to try and keep the ship alive. Now, I would like to warp out. The problem is he's not going to let it, is he? Because here comes the boring torpedoes again. Unless I can ram his ship in the way. That was a nice convenience there. And I canceled whatever torpedoes did actually hit, so... Although he could just probably board still, more than likely. We'll see what happens. Does this survive? Alright, it survives. I forgot about the boring torpedoes, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, quit complaining, Solare. Everyone hates a certain mode. Oh well. Unfortunately, the Overlord doesn't get its level in, but at least the Dictator does, so that's something, right? Because it's after all, even if he had the data, would he really have warped out? I somehow have suspect he won't. Especially if it seems like a dominating victory there, although I wasn't really considering standing and fighting to begin with, so that could be a fault to my strategy there. I would have won that immediately if I didn't if I had considered the boring torpedoes. I completely forgot about them. I thought it was the shock attack that actually canceled my warp there, to be honest. Which would have been a good way for him to actually deny me the warp out, too. Not guaranteed, due to the chance I could just negate him more often than not. But yeah, there was a little bit of oversight on my part there. I'm just more concerned getting these damn levels in all honesty. If I want to play real fight, then I probably would have just gone with my level 10 version. Which I'm seriously considering jumping over that at some point once I get to Admiral level 7, because it's just going to be a straight up uphill climb for me, a really steep climb, having to level up a brand new fleet once I unlock my battleship, so I am seriously considering switching to my main fleet pretty soon. We'll see. We will see. Because I think the majority of the new players pretty much already left. I think after a sale and all that, so the point of making a brand new fleet's kind of over with and done with. But nonetheless, what was I playing? Oh, this is my first level 5, so what do I want to do? Probably the Tech Priest, in all honesty. They're my most fragile ships, so repairs will be most prevalent on them. And let's get ourselves the the short burn torpedoes too. That would be kind of nice. Nice, get rounded out on everything there. Start working our way towards the Overlord here some. That is my second Overlord rather, and ideally get this thing to level 4. It's kind of hard when they kind of keep getting their warp out cancelled, but hey. We still got a victory, we still got at least one level that matters most to me there. So the Dictator's going to have to provide a nice essential support role. Hell, let me get my supercharged void shields all set up since I have the means to now. I don't think the stasis bombs are as potent anymore. And I thankfully have the renown to get these 2 supercharged void shields. So now my fleet has its durability and power, at least to a point. So let's start having fun with it now, although I take that back. My Overlord's out of commission for a while, so I do have 3 cruisers at least I can utilize. Alright, so I guess I can't rely on the game mode now to actually get victory here, so let's see what happens here. I do have short burn torpedoes and everything. I do have a decent amount of shield transfers to help mitigate at least part of the sap can damage, so we'll see what happens. Boy, don't insult the game modes. It adds nice diversity and variety. Just because you like to kill people and crush them to a bloody pulp doesn't mean it should only be cruiser class. Jeez. We can tell who ruins all the fun here, huh? I think we kind of already knew that to at least a certain extent, but is the Widowmakers actually really useful here? It's good for getting vision at least, but is it the best choice? Well, they still have torpedoes, they can kind of contribute a little bit. Now, let's try and play a little more serious game. Although, I would like to preserve my ship still, I'm not gonna lie. That's more valuable to me than just destroying his level 10 fleet there. Because it's not really gonna do a whole much in the long run. Because preserving these things does mean I'm not spending all the renown to repair them. Or leave me in a situation where I have no ships. And currently, if I were to lose these ships, I think I would actually have nothing available to me. So, how do I best deter them? Because I do have this as a kind of useful means to do that. I would like to deploy near it, I just have no idea where he's going to be is the problem. If he's going to be in the middle, if he's going to be on the sides, or what. We will see. And these Widowmakers aren't going to really do a whole lot. They will spot for me eventually, provide a little bit of vision, but I do have my Dictator in the middle to help shoot down some of these torpedoes some. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he is going to use this debris here some. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Thankfully, I don't have to move that much. I just want to keep this debris. Well, is this debris useful? It does block sap cans, mind you, so it could still be pretty handy to have. And he's shooting torpedoes at my Widowmakers, which is kind of funny. So let's not get too carried away, because I don't need these ships. I don't need to move all my ships over here. I just gotta be ready to try and dodge some of these torpedoes, though. Also, reload's gonna be handy. It's gonna feel awkward, because my servitors are not really maxed out on most of these ships, or at least don't have... They're kind of sporadic number of upgrades. Now, is that the battleship on the right? I think I'd try and aim for that, ideally. Nope. Not quite. I do need to be smart with how I aim these torpedoes, though. And I do have a Dictator to help some with shooting these. I just gotta be very mindful when he coalesces them like he is now. That's when I need to be worried about torpedoes doing multiple damage. So, we'll dodge these. Let's get ready to dodge these other torpedoes. I did sadly take some torpedo hits. Not much, mind you, but... And detection doesn't matter all that much here. Let me just maximize my damage potential, though. I need to hit him as hard as possible. Ideally. And if I can mitigate these torpedoes, that'd be great. Okay, we should be fine. We're dodging these torpedoes fine. Ugh. I get a hull breach, though. That is not fine, though. So let's just make our way forward. Just try and get some more hits in, because this is going to be mostly about torpedoes for a good long while. I'm trusting my Dictator can do some damage to some amount. I just got to be... I should try and repair as soon as possible, too, to try and mitigate this, because he only has one fighter squadron, so it's not like it helps. He's very vulnerable to these torpedoes, which is where my main strength's gonna lie, if I can get some good hits off on him. So that's the plan, that's the hope. Let's just try and mitigate some of this damage. And there goes the waste of all the shock attacks. Maybe they do a little bit of damage, but temporary damage means little. So, I am getting torpedo hits of some sort. He is unfortunately burning repairs. And he is sap canning me, at least to some extent, but I need lots of real damage, though. We'll fire these torpedoes and then try and get some broadsides in. At least attempt to. Because his battleship's chilling in the back right now. Yeah, because chances are I'm probably going to lose this just with him sitting there, but again... There is no real... I could just warp out. It just wouldn't be a very exciting battle, though. I would hate to disappoint people of that regard, but... I want to at least try and put some effort in. I am doing more damage to him. Let's not kid ourselves. At least so far I'm doing more damage to him than he is to me. I'm just also dealing with his prow some. So... Let's get this Cobra in the way. Get moving. He is slowing me down some, so... And unfortunately, I hit the wrong button because that ship has the wrong abilities. So, let's get more torpedoes in. Let's keep this damage coming, because now he's in a nice clump for me here. Now, of course, it didn't work very well, as much as I would have hoped. Yeah, let's just warp out. I have no shame in this. I just apologize for the disappointment. I want my levels here. Because I don't have my armor-piercing rounds. Let's see. He is going to trust... Let's see. I can deny this. Can I just block these torpedoes is what I'm going to try and do. Oh, well, it's not very exciting. I apologize, but... It just keeps... oh well. Something got cancelled. 2 of my ships got cancelled there. I guess that's okay. I at least got him to kind of commit to this at least a little bit. I don't have... Well, I do have armor-piercing rounds. It's just not going to be enough damage on its own, is it? Now, that's a good way to bait it, though. Can I keep hitting him, though? Probably not so much. And that, unfortunately, hit a lot there, but his battleship is taking a notable amount of damage. Can I shield transfer? I can. It's not going to help too much, mind you. And I do have the brace for impact there. So again, I want to preserve my ships. With the brace for impact, it kind of can. Because after all he's got for his front weapons are lances. As far as actual raw damage. And this probably is too close. I'm hoping it's too close. Yeah, it was too close, thankfully. I apologize again for the lackluster battle, but look at the damage we wrought even with the only relying on torpedoes though. There is some... I can really put him in his place if I put a real fleet into this. Or if I put a real fight, cause hell, that is a good way to bait him to burn his micro warp jumps. I could just feint him into thinking I was trying to escape. Just think about that. Burn all his micro warp jumps so he can't get aggressive. And then he'll be left wondering if I'm trying to run away or not. That would be kind of funny. That actually would be kind of funny there. It doesn't do me much good there as far as winning the match, mind you, but hell. I know what my priorities are, damn it. I want the levels so I can actually fight a battle rather than have to constantly be handicapped, because as soon as I start losing these ships, it's just going to get worse for me. Let's not kid ourselves. But those torpedoes, without a doubt, did a world of damage. Even with that all said, I could have stood to put up a real fight there. I would just need armor-piercing rounds first, though, and well, I do have auger disruptors to kind of deny his micro-warp jump if you want to jump away, mind you. So, baiting a jump to me would not do a whole lot. Nonetheless, I don't really care for that so much. But again, it goes to where I'm saying I'm seriously considering just going with my level 10 fleet. Because I don't think these fleets there's any more purpose to it there, just about. I don't feel like there is anyway. I could be wrong though. And I don't want to continue robbing people of serious matches there. So it's something I'll have to think on for next episode maybe. But even with that all said, I don't really have a real 600-point fleet, do I? Well, I sort of do, since I can only field 3 cruisers anyway, so I could still put up a real fight until they all get destroyed again.